All right, this time the quick speed shop. Check it out. I've got my 95 Ford F250 heavy duty. We got to build a new exhaust system. The old one fell off on Christmas Day on the highway. Let's go back to that, and then we'll get out some pipes and a Flowmaster. We'll build a new custom exhaust for this truck. Hey guys, it's Josh from the Quick Speed Shop. It's still Christmas Day. I've done like 3 or 4 videos now, and like all seem to be on Christmas. But this was not planned, and I'll show you what's happening. Oh, we're gonna need this. So I was cruising, now it's Christmas night, like at 8:30, down to my sister's house, hang out with the family, and all of a sudden, kapow! The truck got really loud due to New York State's fantastic highways and byways, and it must have shook the pipe and broke my seam at the catalytic converter. So I had to run 200 miles with a wide open exhaust. Luckily, I was able to, through my stealth mode of letting off the gas anytime I saw a car that I thought looked suspicious like a cop car, I was able to sneak through, but she's broke. Luckily, I had pre-wire tied the tailpipe just in case there was any problems with the heater pipe, and that saved it from falling right down on the road. So I was able to run out just like this, just dangling like that. But we're gonna have to rebuild this. So we're gonna just cobble it back together right now just to stab it back in the cats, because I need to drive the truck to work, and it's kind of nice weather out, but it's supposed to rain, and I don't really want to get salt on my my 77 Ford with the wet roads. So I got tonight to fix it. So we're just gonna cobble it together, and then we're gonna build a new, different exhaust system later. We're gonna take it from straight hater pipe to hater pipe. Shh, don't tell nobody. Because this was on the edge of being unacceptable for New York State's new draconian exhaust laws. And I bought a 3-inch Flowmaster tailpipe. I'm thinking about changing the exhaust stuff on the truck now that this has happened. And truth be told, I got pulled over once for having a loud exhaust out the hater pipe. Anyways, didn't get a ticket, but was hassled a little bit about it. Said, hey, your truck seems awful loud. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. So luckily I didn't get a ticket, but I have a 3-inch Flowmaster tailpipe kit that I bought, I don't know, a year ago. I think I'm going to get a Flowmaster muffler, or I think I have one actually. Anyways, I think we're going to get rid of the glasspack and the hater pipe and go less hater and more like refined hater, and run a 3-inch pipe out the back with a Flowmaster 40 series or whatever muffler. So that's going to be the ultimate goal at the end of this video, but for now we're just going to fix it real fast so I can go to work. And the heater pipe comes out just like that. Yes. All right. Here's what happened. Right there, the front of this just rotted right out. So we're going to clean it up the best we can and try to scab a new piece of 3-inch on the front of it. The unfortunate part is I got to get the piece out of the catalytic converter. So probably have to cut that clamp off and dig around in there and try to get that out. Alright, I successfully booger welded a new end section into the glass pack. I did a wide bead here because I welded on the seam, but then it was punky or thin, so I went and back up on the body and did like a cover pass that'll hold it together. I had to, you saw me struggling on the time lapse. I had to take the cat off. I had to cut one of the, I put stainless steel bolts on it, which was good, but one seized up, so I had to cut it off. Luckily, it was the hardest one to get to, but luckily I got it out. I had to, this is so mangled, I couldn't get the the pieces out of the slip yoke there, the slip joint. So I welded a new slip joint into here, which I'm going to lightly clamp together because I'll use this for the new exhaust system. It's going to get a straight run back to the muffler a longer ways. So I just want to be able to have a place to like lightly clamp this together just to get by for a couple days. I'll probably work on this later on during the week or on the weekend. And actually, I got to buy the muffler or find a muffler. I might have one. Anyways, so I'm going to bolt this back on. I've got to get a new gasket for the converter now. It split in half. And I think the other half is still on the truck. So hopefully I can just jam that together, but it'll probably leak. So I'll already get a new one of those. I already had a clamp in stock. I had this pipe in stock. So we'll put the converter back on and we'll just jam the muffler into it. So I'm not going to show you guys that because it's just, I'll show you what it looks like when I put it back together on there at once, but you don't need to see it be reassembled because we're immediately just going to cut it back off in a couple minutes in the video anyways and build the out the back less hater pipe. So I'm just going to jam this on. It's getting late. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got to get up early and go to work, but I'll jam this back on the truck as best I can. I'll order all my parts and I'll come back. We'll finish building the actual exhaust system. Okay, it's the next night. I made it to work fine with the cobbled together exhaust. And I went and I dug out the Flowmaster system. I've just stuck it all together here so you can see. It's a 4-piece setup, universal 3-inch tailpipe. That's the muffler end and it goes up and over. And then you can change the two end sections here if you want to kick it out the side versus have it go straight out the back. You can use two different sections. And it is right here. I think I've got, what's the kit number? That's, oops, the sticker's in the way. Right here, the 3-inch kit, 15902. And then there's your little diagram, there you go, of the pipes there, universal kit, Flowmaster. So, like I said, I bought that quite a while ago. I think 2022 is when I found the date. So I just got that laid out. It's going to work out the way our muffler is and the pipe, and I'll kick it out the side somehow. For here on the welding bench, I went and I found my old Flowmaster. It's a 40 series. These are the original deals. Now they got like Delta Flows and everything else, but this is original 40 series, 2-chamber Flowmaster. You can see the weld here. And this one I ran on my 5.4 in my Econoline van. And you can see it was 2.5 inch inlet outlet. I'm pretty sure the guts are all hollow on these, so I think they just weld a bigger inlet and outlet in them when they make them bigger sizes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to convert it to 3-inch. So I've got the rest of my hater pipe tip from originally. I'm just going to lay this on here, mark it, cut it with a cutoff wheel big enough to slip this inside, re-weld it on. I'm just going to leave a stub out for the to go hook into the back of the catalytic converter, 4 or 6 inches, something like that. We'll put a stub there, and then on the rear I've got this 3-inch 45 with 2 slip couplings. So I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to weld the slip onto the back of this so that new tailpipe can slip into here, and we'll fix up, because originally you just had a slip on both ends, but since I got the slip on the converter now, we don't need one on this side, we just need one on the back. So we'll get this guy going. These are aluminized, good quality. They're all, this one's got some miles on it, but it's all in good shape here. The welds just got a little surface rust on them. I must have put this on right in the van because look at the booger welded on top. I must have just been shooting and squirting trying to get it from the top side. So we'll hack all that off, convert this guy over. Okay, so we're going to take off from a dig here. There's pretty decent interior resonance with the glass pack at 2100 RPM, 2100. That seems to be the resonance frequency, which is a speed that I drive a lot at RPM wise on the highway and stuff. But it is what it is. It's also pretty loud outside, which I don't really want to do a bunch of blasts and annoy my neighbors too much with running around. But I think the Flowmaster is going to be quieter inside the truck and outside both, just because the way it is here. But let me back up to the door how I want to get, and then we'll see how the thing's making out here. This is the hater pipe right now with the glass pack at idle. So that's a real aggressive tone right there with that glass pack with the hater pipe. I mean, we got short pipe, very, very aggressive. So you go ahead and get that demoed off, and we'll slide this new system under here and see if I like it. Number one, I don't want it to be too quiet, but this is like all the noise right here, all the noise. I will say I'm a glass pack fan. I love loud exhaust systems. I love glass packs. I love the way they cackle, I like how they backfire. Sometimes they let off, boom, 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 you know, that stuff. I love the way the truck sounds, but it's so loud and noticeable. I'm not going to say obnoxious, but it is definitely a lot louder than a lot of the vehicles on the road, and that has proved to be, they're coming after the noise. So here, if we can just quiet it down just a little bit with the Flowmaster and the tailpipe, and then I'll have a full-length exhaust system, which if I ever get pulled over again, will look like, I'd be like, hey, it's got a catalytic converter, it's got a muffler, it's got a tailpipe. I don't know what to tell you. It's got a full exhaust system. Like, it's loud. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a decibel machine. I don't know. It's a full exhaust system. I don't know what to tell you. So right now you could kind of argue that, because it's obvious that it cuts off right in front of the wheel, and it's obvious that it's short and got a hater pipe action going. So let's put that long exhaust system on with the Flowmaster and see what it sounds like. Okay, I demoed the glass pack out of there, and I've got the Flowmaster mounted up here. It hits the carrier bearing if I laid out flat this way, so I stood it up on end, which kicked all the pipes up in the air. And actually, this kit doesn't have enough pipe to get all the way back. My problem is the muffler needs a longer pipe between the catalytic converter and the muffler. But I was able to cut the old hater pipe off here, off the hater pipe, and run it out. But since I've rolled the muffler up at an angle, the kick up to go over the axle is way, way, way too tall, and there's no way to cut it down. But I've come up with a solution of using a couple of pipes and angling it up and over, and it gets me up above the bump stop for the rear end, which I'll show you in the back in a second. But it gives me clearance for the exhaust. It's not as much as that kit with that huge kickover, but it's enough where the rear end won't hit the exhaust, and this truck doesn't squat very much. Not anywhere near the bump stop, so it should be fine. So I came out of the muffler with a straight pipe, a hater pipe. I've got a half of a 45 here cut off, and then I've got one of the tailpipe pieces. It'll be hard to see because it's dark under here, but right now it's coming here. This is going to roll up like this, up over the rear end. If I can get over here by the shock, and then it's going to start coming down at an angle. Usually you'd want the highest part right over the rear end, obviously, but the bump stop is over here, and the pipe is above the bump stop by like 2 inches. And when it comes down, it clears the frame in the back, which we'll go around and I'll show you. But it's not going to hit it. It can't hit the emergency brake cable. It can't hit the sway bar mount. The rear end can go up and down without impacting anything. So this needs to get here like this. It actually gets close to the frame in the back, but it should be okay. There's a remnants of an old hanger back here from the original muffler, which I probably put a hanger back here somewhere. It's got a hanger at the converter, so put a hanger in here somewhere. But this will be welded, this will be welded, this pipe will all be welded. It'll slip in the muffler, but it'll be welded everywhere else. So the pipe's going to come up and over. It's going to be tight to the frame back here by the gas tank. The longer pipe, I'm going to have to weld a coupling on the front of it here, but here we go. The longer pipe is going to weld on here. When we get this in place, actually I might shorten that just a hair. Yeah, kind of like that. It rolls and it goes right between the leaf spring and the, what do you call it, the hitch mount, receiver hitch. Yeah, I got to shorten this pipe up about 3 inches. But essentially it'll come through here, get up there, clear the receiver hitch, clear the frame, and then it comes out the side of the box pointing near the bumper. But this is going to work good. It'll get up over the rear end. Like I said, it's going to have the same, it'll hit the snubbers before it hits the pipe. And even if it hit the pipe, it could just dimple into it a little bit, but it's not going to. So this will roll right up tight to the frame like this by the gas tank. So I think this is going to work out pretty good. 3 inches a big pipe here to fit, but this is going to be great. Okay, here's the pipe all tacked together. The tailpipe, I actually had to cut it because it was touching the frame out here. It used to be about here. And I cut it and I used a slip coupling and I pie cut the end of the pipe and I was able to drop it to clear the frame just a little bit more. But it actually sits like this. That's level to the back of the truck. Then here's the kick over the axle and the kick for the angle, and then it goes to the straight pipe to the Flowmaster. All right, here it comes. Let's see here, I've got to get it. There we go. Is it gonna go? What am I hitting right there? Yes. All right. So it fits under the truck here. All right, now we're in the muffler. Roll it into place. Oh, I got the jack stand a little high. There we go. Let me see what we got here. Not too bad. There we go. I got the converter, the muffler. The pipe kicks up out of the way, nice and parallel. Up and over the rear end, which you can't see. And then here's the tailpipe coming out. You can see it clears the leaf spring there, comes out flush to the edge of the box. Nice and parallel under the back of the truck there. And it comes out good there from the box. Clears the gas tank and the frame and the hitch right there. I don't think that's bad at all. Okay, I got it all mounted up here with the hangers. I got a hanger back here behind the leaf spring. Can you see it there? Hanging up. I got a bolt through the frame, through one of the existing frame holes. I got a perfect alignment for the tailpipe coming out the side here. And then up in the front, we've got a hanger up to the frame near the original hanger there, hanging it there. And the exhaust system is nice and tight, not rattling. Check it out from the back here. It's got a nice angle right out to the edge of the box. It's perfect. I could already tell it is 1,000 times quieter than it was with the hater pipe and the glass pack. It's got that higher end growl to it. It is louder probably than stock idle, but that quieted it down so much. It's really, really quiet. Well, the only way to check it out is take it for a ride in the truck and see how it is in the truck. All right, I can already tell it's a lot quieter in the truck too. Actually, it's still pretty good though. So let's try it. Here we go. It's got that tinny Flowmaster sound, I can tell already. it's still got some resonance when you're getting on it. It's got some resonance. I like that. Let's see if it backfires and I'll let off. Can't tell. Ooh, it's got a little backfire. It's definitely a lot quieter than the glasspack getting on it. Let's get up to the resonancy frequency here. Yeah, it's quieter in a truck cruising. I can actually hear the transmission and the stuff spinning. I can still hear it coming out the back, but it is, I wish I had like a decibel meter. It is definitely quieter than it was with the glasspack and the hater pipe. I'll say that. I can talk normally. I can hear. It's downshift. It's still got a little poppy action. I can hear it boom, boom a little bit. I think it came out, I think it's a good compromise from what I had being extremely loud and still having some tone. I bet it'll be louder when they're pulling a trailer. Oh yeah, it's still got some burble to it when I let off. But I think it quieted it down just enough to take the edge off where it just wasn't so... Oh yeah, it's still got some burble, but it's taken the edge off where it wasn't like immediately harsh, big time harsh. It's made it a lot more tolerable, and I think now I can sneak around and it's not super obvious that the truck is extremely loud. Yeah, it's not bad. It's got very, very little drone in the truck. I can hear it, but now I can hear all the noise inside the truck that I didn't hear before. It definitely, like I said, it definitely quieted down. So probably a good compromise. I get to still hear it when I want to, but it won't be super obnoxious in town and stuff. Is where I was getting into trouble. Where if I had to watch all the time, especially now, with the way they're cracking down on loud exhaust systems, I had to keep my eyes open all the time and like push the clutch in and cruise if the police are there. Now this should be quiet enough, it shouldn't attract attention, but it's still loud enough that, you know, I can hear the engine running. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Smells like hot tailpipe. There we go. New, lot nicer exhaust system. I might drill a tiny little weep hole in the muffler the way I got it kicked up so any moisture in there can run out the back to like a 1/8 inch hole or something, but I think this is gonna be good. This isn't any louder than a like a new Super Duty or something, like a 6.2 liter gas motor or the Godzilla motor. They idle pretty loud. I don't think this is any louder to idle than one of those. But bam, there we go. A little more civilized here at the Quick Speed Shop. Went from straight hating to quietly hating. But at least she's still hating with a performance exhaust. Can't ever leave them stock. Stock exhaust is no fun. So I think that's a win for today. So thanks for watching. I can't wait to drive this thing around and get used to how this is going to work, but I love it. Is my face filthy? It is, or it's a shadow. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm going to go back inside because it's getting dark and cold out here and I'm getting scared, but we'll see you next time. Taking the hate level down to here. Bam, here at the Quick Speed Shop.